to thank you for having town hall meetings. It's been quite a few years since we've been able to participate in it. So thank you very much. Appreciate that. There's a couple things that I just wanted to know how to best go about. I know that I pretty much know where you stand on a lot of the issues, but as bills come up and as we as a family are a lot more aware of things in the last few years than we ever have been before, we've always, wrote our letter and did our email and called the office, and I just want to know if that's still the best way to be able to say, okay, where do you stand on this bill coming up? For instance, like the child protection bill that sounds really safe, but perhaps parents, we still want parental rights, not the child to have, it really looks, some bills look really good on the outside, but when you read them and you realize, wait a minute, that's just really removing parents at all. How best do we go about kind of communicating that with you? Is it the calls to the office that are really effective? Is it letters? Is it, what's the best?
It's all of the above. Every congressional office, some do a very good job of staying in real direct touch with their constituents. Some don't. It all comes down to what your priorities are. We're going to put so many resources into interfacing with our constituents, it's going to be silly. And we're going to use the latest technology along with calls and letters. If anybody ever gets a form letter from me,
Better not.
I know. You're not going to get a form letter from me. No form letters. So we're going to try to be very proactive. We're going to try to be very proactive in upcoming issues and votes. Doing a lot of stuff on maybe TV and the internet to let you know about what's coming up, to let you know about what I'm thinking about something, and then when a vote or a bill has been passed, how I voted and why. But getting your input, we're going to use everything at our disposal to do a lot of that, all the way in the back. Hey, by the way, let me just stop. It's 1:30. I'm having the time of my life. I could look at in the back. Let's go two. I could go on for hours, but let's go two more questions, and then I'll stick around if anybody wants to hit me before we leave. That's fine. All the way in the back.
Yeah. The current bill that's in Congress now to extend the
compromise
tax break. I read that there was a provision in that bill about like a one-year moratorium on workers' contribution to the Social Security.
Yes.
And that was going to be offset by them. From what I read, they said they were going to offset that by borrowing the money to make up for that shortfall. I just want to know what your position is.
It's really not going to. I mean, it's not going to be offset. My position on this compromise is complicated, Mr. Simple, right? The cut in the payroll taxes, the employee percentage of the payroll taxes, is something Republicans have advocated for a long time. I mean, in general, I'm of the school. I think cut tax anywhere we can cut taxes to it. And again, there are some good things in there. We've been noticing every day something else has been added to this thing. And it's getting to the point now where I'm pretty uncomfortable with it, because they're playing the old games where they keep adding things here. But in general, the big piece is, you've got these Bush tax cuts. Don't call them tax cuts. It's the current tax rate. Do we increase them or keep them where they are? They should be permanently extended, and they should be cut. So what do? We get a 2-year extension to compromise. The estate tax, I said where I think we should be, and a lot of freshmen are with me in that the estate tax should be eliminated. Right. You compromise. And what did the president get? He got another year-long extension on unemployment, and he got this cut in the payroll tax, which is really something the Republicans have wanted, and then he got a bunch of other goodies. It's getting to the point where there's almost too much stuff on there. Yeah. Last question. Oh, no, we're going to go 2 more and we're done. I promise you. Go. All right. We spent Yes.
We're spending about 10 billion.
No, look, and again, it's a great question, because it's always the one area where you get fiscal conservatives. who say, let's cut spending, cut spending, cut spending, oops, but when it comes to defense. And again, I say I'm of the school that right now we're the last best hope of man. And I do believe we are in a decade-long struggle with a segment out there in the world that wants to destroy this country. And so I think this is the one area, as expensive as it is, and we've always got to look to find more efficient ways to fight this war. But this is the one area of government that I want my government spending what it needs to spend to keep us safe. Last question.
A quick one. The economy. The business press is reporting that uncertain is the reason the business community is not investing all the trillions of dollars and not hiring. And that the main reason for that is two 2,500-page bills that became law last year that require hundreds of thousands of bureaucrats, probably right out of college, to be hired to write the regulations that govern business of a big portion of our economy. This is going to take years.
Which they're doing right now.
Yes.
And so we're in a recession for what, 10 years? I mean, what can be done about this?
In the short term, right now, if I had my magic pen, again, as we said, I would provide tax certainty to businesses. So right now, if I could sign it, I would cut the capital gains tax in half. I would cut the corporate rate in half. I'd get rid of the estate tax. I would begin to repeal Obamacare. I would take a look at the financial regulation they passed, which is going to hit small business, and I'd look to repeal or certainly reform that. And I'd cut spending wherever I could. Hey, God bless. Stay in touch. Thank you.